All right, today is Thursday, 3/26. And this is your puzzle time. Determine whether the equation is a table represents an exponential function. Well, we know that 1 does because it's in the format of y equals a b to the x. So we already have that. So yes, 1 is a function, and that would be L for yes. 3, we have to look at our table, and -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. So each one of these is +1. Remember, this is my x value, this is my y values. Whenever we have a table, it's always alphabetical. And so 1, 5, 25, 125, 625. This multiplies by 5, multiplies by 5, multiplies by 5, multiplies by 5. So yes, this is y equals 5x. So let's see. And x is 0. And so it's 25. So this would be 25x. Because of this -1 there, that's going to be... I don't like this. Let's see. I think we're going to start with here. This is going to be 2, 5 raised to the x. And so if I put in a 0, this is 1. 1 times 2, that doesn't work. So this is 25. And so if it's 25, 5 to the -1 equals 25 times 1 over 5, that equals 5. Oh, so that checked. Well, let's check it with 2. 25, 5 to the -2 equals 25 times 1 over 25. That equals 1. Ah, so that worked. So this looks pretty good at this point here. So let's look down here. Let's see if we see anything at all. Looks like that. And so I'm going to say L for yes. That it is an exponential function. So it fits in the mode of our exponential function. Alrighty, here's 5. Evaluate the function with a given value of x. Okay, so we got y equals this number 5. 4 raised to the -2, that equals 1 over 4 to the +2, that equals 1 over 16. And do we have 1 over 16? Sure, we have an f. Okay, so we have 1 and 3 were L's. 1 and 3 were L's. And number 5, where is 5? 5 is an F. All right. And 7. Y equals -7 times 2 raised to the -5. This equals -7 times 1 over 2 to the +5. Remember, exponents are negative on top, are positive down below. This equals -7 times 1 over, and 2 to the 5th is 2 times 2 is 4, times 8, 16, that's 32. And so this would be -7 over 32 for an answer. Let's see if it's on here. It's a letter T right here, so this equals T as in Tom. And so 7 is t. Here's number 9. Function of x equals -1/6 times 6 raised to the 3. This equals -1/6 times 6 to the 3rd. 6 times 6 is 36, and 36 times 6 is, let's see, I used to know this. (216). -1/6 times 216, and this becomes a -216 divided by 6, and so that should be 36. Equals a -36. -36. Now let's see, do we have that right here? That's W. W, number 9 is a W. And here's number 11. Describe the domain and range of the function. Remember, we're not really restricted here on the x values, so x domain is going to be all real. So I can plug in any value in here for x, positive or negative, any real number. And then it's going to, whatever value I plug into is going to be +3. So we got an exponential curve that's going to be always positive, but it's going to be shifted up 3 units. So range, even if it's negative, that's going to be less. Range is going to be y is greater than 2. So I really looked at this hard. I know that when x is 0, y is going to be 1, then +3, so 0. Here's 1, 2, 3. That's where it starts, and then goes up from here. And then if it's negative, let's look at all the negative numbers, like -1, -2, -3. And so if I plug in a -1, that's going to be 1/2 plus 3 is 3.5. And I plug in 2, that's going to be, it's going to be 2 to the -2 equals 1 over 2 to the 2 plus 3. So that's 1/2 plus 3 is 3.5. -1 is 1/2. This is 1 over 4 equals 1 over 4 plus 3. And that's going to be 3 1/2, 3 1/4, and this is going to be 3 and 1